I'm getting flashbacks to Lady Gaga and the Butcher, you guys. How's it going, guys? Welcome to my American Horror Story after show. And by American Horror Story, I don't mean your election. Eesh. And I say your because I'm actually Canadian. I'm in Canada right now. I know the irony of a Canadian talking about American Horror Story. But jokes aside, stay safe out there, my American friends. Let's get into chapter 9. This whole season, it's been so solid for me. The last several episodes I have listed as 5 torches out of 5. This episode was no different. But let's talk about the plot. So these 3 kids, one of them being Taissa. I don't know how to say her name, but she's like the really cool chick from the first 3 seasons. Loved her. So these kids are diehard To Roanoke Nightmare fans. They thought it would be an awesome idea to go to that house in the middle of the blood moon season and film it so that they can go viral. They're just diehard fans. They just think it's all fake. That is until they find the ghost of the assistant that died in that car crash. The kids decided to go to the local police. Of course, the local police are in on this. Sophie or Sophia, Taissa's character, Taissa, whatever. The diehard fan that she is figures out that these cops really are in on this. Regardless, they still stupidly decide to go back to the Roanoke woods. They're doing it for the vlog. They're doing it for the likes. Social media is a scary thing, you guys. So Lee and Audrey, I am finally learning their names, are confronted by one of the actors that played the butcher's son. They tell him it's all real. They show him the dead bodies. He's like, oh, I was in the military. I got this. The 3 of them devise a plan to go back to the Polk's house because the Polk's family had a truck. They also really want to find Monet. Lee definitely wants to find the videos. So they all go out there. Wes Bentley's character gets attacked by one of the Polk sons, dragged him out of the truck before he could get away. Audrey finds Monet. They get confronted by another Polk son, leading to probably the most epic Audrey moment so far. After the Polk son says he's gonna murder them, she holds up the camera and she's like, can you say that for the camera? And he's like, I'm gonna murder you. And she's like, poof. Dead. They escape, but of course, one of the other Polk sons took the truck. Lee was off somewhere, I don't really remember. But either way, she ended up lost in the woods. Audrey and Monet, by a miracle, make it back to the house, which apparently is sanctuary because they don't get attacked. They had retrieved the camera. They decide to review the videos and find out that Lee had confessed to the murder of her daughter's father. Sassy Monet's reaction, pure gold as well. I loved it. I didn't want any of these guys to die. Meanwhile, Lee is confronted by the witch who gives her a pig heart. She decides to eat that shit and I'm like, oh no. I'm getting flashbacks to Lady Gaga and the Butcher, you guys. Lee's first victim, one of the kids, not Sophie, and I think the other guy's name is Milo. I didn't remember the third guy's name. So Sophie and Milo, they run into the truck, lock themselves in it and realize they're in the control room. They can see everything that's going on all the TV screens. They realize that Lee is heading towards the house to kill Audrey and Monet. So the Sophia girl, or Sophie, whatever, she's like, oh my god, we have to save them. No weapons, just their cameras. We gotta save these 2 actors from the crazy lady who just murdered our friend. She tosses Monet over the banister. Audrey makes it out of the house, but she gets cornered right at the shed outside of the house. Lee chops her shoulder, throws her into the shed, and shuts the door. Meanwhile, the 2 kids who finally make it to the house, just in time to watch Wes Bentley get attacked by the colony. Literally, the guts pulled right out of him. Didn't need to see that again. Lee shows up behind the kids. The kids are dragged to the colony. At this point, we are reminded that we are watching a show within a show. The disclaimer shows that the next footage is very disturbing. And I said this on Tumblr, what on earth kind of network is airing this show? They are literally showing the murders of people. We've seen people stabbed to death. We've seen them slashed in the shoulder with axes, impaled, and now they have the disclaimer? What network is showing this show? So yeah, these kids were caught by the colony, pierced, hung up on a couple of poles, and burned to death. RIP, you guys. So these kids were live streaming the entire thing. Police, who I'm assuming aren't the locals, show up at the house the next day, find the bodies of all the actors and all the people. They find Lee, who's acting just terrified, wanting to get out of there. Turns out Audrey was alive too. So I was like, yay, she is the sole survivor. Lee doesn't count, right? Of course, when Audrey sees Lee, she wants to murder her. And when she's about to, the police just shoot her TF down and she dies. Man, that's the episode. It was intense. It ended with one sole survivor. I just didn't think that the sole survivor would have bitten into a pig heart and be immortal. But yeah, I enjoyed this episode. It was very Blair Witch Project. Next week is the finale. Not that I didn't enjoy the other seasons, but this season was solid as a rock the entire time, and it's shorter than every other season. Why you gotta kill me like this? Anyway, what did you guys think of the episode? I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Reading through Tumblr when I was watching, I don't think everyone was a fan of the whole shaky cameras because it was like very consistent the entire time. Since they spent most of the episode outside in the woods, it's almost the entire episode was like body cameras and GoPros. Well, you know, I can see that. I didn't mind it so much. We've had so many horror movie references this season that it's just like, you know, another one. So with that said, I will catch you guys next week during the season finale of American Horror Story Season 6, Roanoke.